Hello, ladies and gentlemen, this is Mase at the merch table. On the time for a nice little rant for my favourite whipping boy in the world, WWE 2K26. I know people have probably heard about all the things that are going on right now, but there are some things that I have to talk about because, frankly, and to be honest, it sounds like 2K Games admit they screwed up. Everybody knows about the Ringside Pass. Everybody knows about the problems that the game has by now, and frankly, they are well deserved. People have been turning against this game in droves, saying that they will never buy it again, that people have been asking for refunds, and everything else around the way to make sure that the message gets across well and clear to 2K Games that we are not buying their bullshit anymore. But they may be changed with the release of Ringside Pass Update Plus Patch Update 1.07, where they decided that they were going to actually put some time into fixing more than the Eric Bischoff exploit glitch for the Ringside Pass and actually do something good for once for people who have actually paid for their content. Mind you, that being said, the patch isn't all that great. There are already issues. Pretty much, this comes from What's the Status on X. He loaded up my faction, the lovely pay-to-play, and pay-to-win mode, where he picked Kane and ended up with Kit Wilson in one of his matches, and he loads into this monstrosity. Let that sink in. This is the best WWE game ever, folks. Remember that. Not only that, there have been additional issues. We've had people going into the deletion utility, which is used to clear out images, creator wrestlers, and everything else on the planet to see if there's something else to do, and basically going in there, deciding to clean up some space, and it's crashed. Brilliant. This has been a widespread issue that a lot of people have been reporting. One last issue. It seems that the face that you make, in this case, I believe we're looking at either a John Moxley or a Stone Cold Steve Austin. You do the face deformation, you change everything, and it doesn't save. Because, that's the great thing about WWE 2K26. It has been an absolute shit show. Even the shills. This is a still taken from a very recent video, the state of WWE 2K26, with Kenny Bomb and a couple of others who are well-known shills for this game, who will glaze the absolute living crap out of it all the time, because, frankly, they survive on this type of thing. Without WWE 2K content, they wouldn't have channels. Frankly, that's why you need to diversify, that's why you need to do things like I do, a bit of ranting, a bit of gaming, and a little bit of everything else. So even the shills have been turning around and going, this game is done, this game is horrible, it needs to be fixed. Well, as they did, they put out the patch 1.07, managed to break a lot of things while fixing multiple other things. It seems like, good old 2K Games can't seem to get anything right. But if you ask a lot of people tonight, or today rather, you would find that they might be doing something right. According to the WWE 2K people, they have gone and fixed up the Ringside Pass. I know, it sounds very weird. Not the premium pass, they're not giving you everything for free, but they are giving you the first 20 tiers for free. So in the statement that they put out there, as you can now see on the screen, I'll even read it to you because, frankly, I don't know if people can actually see everything on the screen. Hello, WWE 2K community, as we roll down the road to WrestleMania 42, which is looking like an absolute shit show, and that'll be a video I'll be doing later. We're excited to share several WWE 2K26 updates. With WrestleMania fast approaching, blah 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 blah. To help players relive legendary matches, we create WrestleMania moments of their own in the game. We're offering the following opportunity to catch up as Ringside Pass Season 2 launches on April 15, just before WrestleMania. Starting today, all current and future players will be granted enough RXP for the Ringside Pass Season 1 to unlock to 20 tiers. This is essentially the first 20 tiers, I believe, of the free side of the pass. But also, it could also be the premium. Please allow 24 hours for all this to be put in. Those who have installed, link to 2K account, of course, you got to link account, and play the game prior to April 14. Before Season 2 launches, you will receive enough RXP for Ringside Pass Season 2 to unlock 20 tiers when Season 2 launches. The required per tier will be reduced from 800 to 625 RXP for Season 2, and required RXP per tier will not increase in future seasons. The value of consumable RXP boosts will also be increased. Now, I believe most people have found out that you can get somewhere around about 105 to 115 RXP per match, or if you're lucky, I guess, if you do really hit their requirements or whatever, with the average sort of being around about 80 to 90. This still means that there's going to be grinding. You're still going to be doing about 5 to 6 matches per level, and you can't do it in under 60 seconds like you used to. Now, starting with Season 2, all 4 DLC characters in the future Ringside Premium seasons will be available in Tier 1, automatically available unlocked in the Ringside Pass menu for Premium Pass players when those respective seasons launches. Alongside those updates, patch 1.07 is now live. Improvements, balance adjustments, and new content across all platforms. This update includes a wide range of improvements fixed across the game, including the big one that everybody was going, the adjustment to the stamina meter. Adjusted stamina costs to increase more gradually over the duration of a match, so players are less likely to become winded early on, and reversals now cost less stamina when you're fighting more than one opponent. This is the purple ring of death that people have been complaining about. That is probably the best news that we could hear about this game, because that has been a big problem for a lot of players. However, the Ringside Pass Season 2 and Season 1 issues, while they seem to have unlocked them and fixed it, especially with the DLC characters in the Premium Season Pass, will be unlocked on Tier 1 for those who bought the game and paid the extra for all that premium stuff. That's good news. But still, don't buy into the bullshit. Don't buy into the tricks that they've used. There is still a lot of content that is being locked behind a paywall. There is still a lot of stuff that you're going to have to grind out for. There is still a lot of stuff that is going to continue being a pain in the ass. And one of the big things from that, this was found to be added in my faction. A Liv Morgan costume that's already available in previous games. The Biker Undertaker that was available in previous games. John Cena NWO version available in previous games. Cena, Kofi Kingston, different attires that were already available in other things. These were added to my faction. So, 2K giveth, 2K taketh away. And to be honest, this is the type of thing that I don't like. This is the type of thing that I think is very bad for business, and it is very bad for players. If you want to add new content to my faction and have it unlocked that way, fine, do it that way. But by locking old content that we have already unlocked in previous games back behind a paywall to unlock once again, because this will be all that persona card bullshit. This is irreversible. This is the thing that pisses people off. This is the stuff that just really destroys the game. Speaking of destroying the game, by the time you see this, because it'll probably be April 1st or March 31st, depending on your location, it'll be time to say goodbye to WWE 2K24, which was the last stable, decent game in the series. While it did have my faction, it wasn't egregious like it was in the last 2 years. WWE 2K24 was the last game I played to completion. WWE 2K24 was the last game I actually enjoyed, because I didn't feel like I needed to have the content that... Like, a lot of the content was new. A lot of the My Faction stuff, it was brand new content that was locked behind their card game thing, whatever it is, or however you want to call it. It was actually worth playing. It was worth trying. Your challenges were good. This was before they decided to ramp up the difficulty. This was before they decided to lock everything behind the paywalls. This was before they decided to try and ruin the series. This was the last good thing, in the gaming series, and it was the last time that we actually had PC, PS4, PS5, all that. All of that was available. It was all content. It was all together in the community creations. It didn't matter what you had. Now, as they say here, multiplayer servers will be shut down. As of March 31st, 2026, the servers will be discontinued. This includes all online functionalities, such as online matches and community creations. You will no longer be able to access any online mode at this point. However, if you already own the game, you will be able to continue playing offline modes. You will still have access to the DLC that you purchased because it was packs. You didn't have to unlock it like you do. This is the big fundamental difference between WWE 2K24, 25, and now 26. A lot of the content in 24, optional things were locked behind My Faction. Now, will we get all the My Faction stuff added into 2K24? Probably not. But here comes the thing. When these season passes run up in 26, so WWE 2K28, because they usually shut these servers down 2 years after the game's release. So when we get to WWE 2K28 and WWE 2K26 shuts down, will you still be able to unlock everything? Will you still be able to get everything on your season passes? Or does that stuff, because it needs online to work out what you have unlocked, will all that stuff just disappear? Now, we will have a good idea as to what will happen, depending on what happens between WWE 2K24 shutting down this year and WWE 2K25 shutting down next year. Because a lot of the stuff of the My Faction stuff that was locked behind that mode, if it doesn't become unlocked or added to people's games, then we know that when all the stuff that you're grinding out in the season pass in 2K26 becomes redundant and unavailable. Sure, it's 2 years down the line where there could be whatever. We'll be playing different games by then. Hopefully another AEW wrestling game will come out that's actually a lot better than Fight Forever and give us another good option besides a WWE game. And when that happens, whether we're still playing the WWE 2K28 or whatever, people won't really care as much. But I think that there will be some people who this year, 2K26 is their final WWE game because they don't want to promote the issues with the Ringside Pass. They don't want everything to constantly become My Faction and the Island and everything else. So the thing with all this is you really have to look at it as what's going to happen. We don't know. But the thing is, I don't have faith in 2K games. I don't have faith in WWE. And frankly, the way that this has all been set up just looks like a way to make sure that you pay the most amount of money for absolutely nothing. The old adage of you will own nothing and like it has become so prevalent in this series that it needs to be called out. It needs people to constantly put the pressure on 2K games to revert these changes to their gaming series. 2K27, if it has no season pass, no ringside pass, and just goes back to the old DLC style, great. People will be happy. But it probably won't. This will probably be their big moneymaker from now on. The WWE 2K series is doomed. It is dead. It is done. And I wish it would just hurry up and die so I don't have to talk about it anymore. I'm sick of talking about this goddamn subject, as it has been 3 times. My first 3 rant videos have been about this. I want to talk about something else. I do have other things I want to talk about. Unfortunately, it does mean one more WWE rant video. But until then, ladies and gentlemen, this has been the Mase thing. Now get out of here.